What's good? It's your boy Ace Rawr, and we live from the crack house. Have you ever cried while recording? Why? Oh, that's a little deep question to start off with. I'm with it. Yeah, when I was recording Letters to Pops, it's the outro from my newest tape, Focus, a Ghetto Masterpiece. All DSPs, go and get that. But I cried because my dad passed away maybe 3-4 years ago, and he had just finally reached his dreams. He opened his own landscaping business and food truck, and he literally died in his sleep maybe like 3-4 weeks after his grand opening. Whenever I'm talking about him, especially in the booth, it definitely gets sentimental. What's a red flag when working with other artists? Red flags for working with other artists, I would be speaking hypothetical, because everybody I work with now is usually close friends. I like to keep my features real tight-knit. Once I build up my base, then I definitely plan to stretch out to some other features. Hypothetically, I would think if somebody always rushing you to get in the studio and it's not really a mutualistic time, it's more of a parasitic relationship. They're just trying to deal with you because of your following or your background, but they don't actually like your music. Those will all be red flags to me when choosing what type of artist I would probably work with in the future.
Real quick, what was the word you said? Parasitic?
Parasitic.
What does that mean?
Mutualistic is when y'all both benefit from the partnership. Parasitic is when one party gains more than the other party. So it's like a parasite. It's leeching off of the day session or night session, and why. If we talking about recording, then always a day session. I hate getting sleepy, but I do night sessions. Like I had a night session on Saturday. It was 8 to midnight. And I got 3 songs done, but I just feel like during the day, my pacing, my energy, and just being able to retain that sound that you get when you get into your pockets, I feel like it's way easier for me during the day. During the night, you fighting that sleep, you fighting that tiredness, then it's dark outside. Most studios, you can't tell what time of day it is anyway once you get inside the doors, but just mentally knowing that it's nighttime, it's a little bit harder to bring that energy on some of my more upbeat songs. So I always take a day session if it's up to me. Okay. If you could perform anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? That's easy. I always tell all of my family, all of my fans, all of my friends, everybody I meet in my journey, I'm gonna sell out Madison Square. It's because the Black album, I saw the documentary, watched, heard the album, it was my favorite Jay album, and then I'm just like, I'm gonna do that shit too. And everybody's like, that's crazy, nobody not really gonna do that, but I think I can do it, so Madison Square Garden, definitely plan to sell that out one day. Let's see. What would your younger self be most proud of? It's a lot of things to be proud of. I think my younger self probably would be most proud of me getting married, about to, start my own family, settling down. Had very hoish tendencies for a long time, so being able to switch over to something different and, being able to be monogamous is definitely like a great achievement. So I think he would be most proud of that.
What are some of the benefits of being in a relationship versus being single?
Teamwork. When you're in our type of industry, you need support. And having a partner who supports you, go on the missions with you, grab your content while you're recording, just always having that backbone and background person, that's the biggest part of being in a relationship. Because bring it back, if it's not mutualistic, then there's not no point of being in a relationship. If a person just want all the benefits of dating a rapper or artist or influencer or anybody who make content, if they just want the benefits of being in your pictures or your post, and if they just want to go out to those parties and those venues you get invited to, but then when it's time to do content day and you got 8 hours of just making straight content, they don't want to be there, then they probably don't deserve the other part of it either. What's the pettiest thing you have ever done? How PG do we gotta keep it?
Not at all.
So the pettiest thing I've probably ever done, funniest shit to this day, African woman kept matching with on Tinder, but kind of like, you know how you got those messages where you just hyper swiping and you end up with a match? And it wasn't super attractive or anything like that. And this is back in my college days where I was kind of crazy. It was one of those dry periods. Y'all know how it be in college, having a little dry spell. Matched with her again and invited her over. But here's the twist, and this is where the pettiness comes in. I didn't want to take her to my dorm room because I was a RA for summer camps at the moment. So I'm like, I'm not about to take her back, and I'm working at camps. So my apartment lease had just ended maybe like a week or two ago. As y'all know, once your lease in, you move out, all of that, and they reflip the apartments. Well, I knew that my front window was still open, and it was on the ground floor. So I took her in there, did relations and all of that, and then I left. And I think she was asleep. Probably woke up in the middle of the night, just in an empty apartment.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Because I never went back, never called her again, unmatched, didn't have my number. That probably was the pettiest thing.
That's crazy.
That was a little wild night. Well, next one. What's something music taught you about yourself? The diversity. Like, it's always this stigmatism where it's like, if you articulate yourself a certain way, if you have a certain type of vocabulary, if you have a certain demographic who you grow up around, it's either Uncle Tom or you simulating some other culture and I think the biggest thing music taught me is that, like, even though I strive on intelligence, that's what I always base my life around, we all have different avenues and venues. Like, I'm hood, I'm ghetto, I'm intelligent, I'm romantic, I'm sensitive, and music is a way to channel all those different sides that society might not accept in other forms or other venues. But in your music, you might be able to connect to people where all your sides can be expressed. Would you rather perform at the Super Bowl or the Grammys, and why? Super Bowl or the Grammys? This a hot button one. I really want to say neither. I think they both got a lot of propaganda built into it, and that Grammys, Oscars, it's all type of awards where people get snubbed, and it's based on the politics of it. And I think it's a little bit the same way with deciding who get the Super Bowl performance. But seeing as if it's an either or, I'm not going to be a contrarian. I'd just say probably the Super Bowl. Who do you make music for, the kid you were or the person you're becoming? I think that's an amazing question. Neither, both. It's more so the kids under me, the kids who do think I'm cool. You know, my little cousins who look up to me. For everybody who has a speech impediment, you know, for people who don't know what that is, that's if you have a stutter, that's if you can't pronounce certain words or certain letter, like CHs, S's, T's. I had a speech impediment for probably until I was in the 6th, 7th grade. I graduated from speech class. That's when that one lady would come grab you and they'd point to you, and then you would go with the other teacher for like an hour, and all y'all did was practice on talking. So I never thought I'd be giving speeches. I never thought I'd be mentoring. Definitely never thought I'd be an artist. So to overcome that, I make music for that kid who couldn't talk, didn't know how to express himself, but I also make music for the next kid who gonna be like, oh, people say I can't talk or I don't talk correctly. You can do whatever you want to. It's just take practice and focus. What's a movie you watch more than 5 times and still love? Paid in Full. If you listen to any of my raps, I got so many Paid in Full references. Like, I love Paid in Full. I'm Ace all day. That's where I got my name from. Nothing else to say. Like, I just love Paid in Full. Greatest hood movie ever. Hood classic. Let me see. Where's your favorite place to write music and why? My favorite place to write is probably just in my bed because I need to be relaxed. I do write on the go sometimes, and I have had different points in life where I write in specific places. Like when I was in college, I might go to the library. Sometimes I like being in an environment. So while it sounds crazy where you might think you might want to be isolated, I like being in the middle of the chaos. You hearing different things, you getting different inspirations. Somebody can do something silly, and the next thing you know, you got your next hit. So when I was in college, I used to love writing in those type of settings. Now that I'm older, I just like for my back to be supported, have my music. I like to hear it on my sound bar because it got amplifications on it. It's perfect. So that's how I like to write nowadays. Who is someone that inspires you outside of music and why? That's another deep one. Yeah, too deep. Yeah. When do you feel most like yourself? Yeah. Oh, they keep getting me. I'm too introspective. I'm like, these are just go all sound like a Dr. King speech or some shit. Okay. What's your biggest turnoff? My biggest turnoff is bad smell. Like, I hate when women don't smell good. Like, a woman who smells good is like number one. And then I guess another big turnoff for me, where it'd be a close second, is like lack of intellect. Like if somebody is just like not there at all, like they don't care about the world, they don't care about the state of what's going on, they don't care about their surroundings, their family, the people they interact with daily. It's kind of like the most unattractive thing in the world. And even if you a 10, I can't be in a relationship with you. Y'all can find me on Instagram, AceRawMusic_. That's AceRawMusic_. You looking for me on YouTube, keep up with Black Hoodie Music ENT. Make sure you subscribe, follow, and like. Thank y'all.